Buying decisions are driven entirely by emotion. We have a desire, a need, a want for things to be other than they are. Two reasons we buy anything, and both are driven by emotion, by us wanting for our state, who we are, what we are, to be different than it is right now. It's really important to understand this, because when you appreciate and understand the driving force behind somebody buying what it is that you do, you're able to create communication that speaks to that person, that resonates with that person, because you understand them, you get them. You are able to speak to them and meet them where they're at on that journey, in that decision process. Does that make sense? So when we make a decision, it's entirely driven by emotion. A buying decision is driven by emotion. It's driven by one of two things. We're either looking to move away from something that's hurting us, move away from pain, move away from fear, move away from not having, from feeling a deficiency in some form or other. Or we're moving towards a desired state, a pleasure, towards desire, to feel this way, to be this way, to be seen in this way, to have this thing, and the feeling and the driver that gives. So we're either escaping the pain and the fear and the negative emotion, or we're moving towards desire and the positive emotion. Does that make sense? The underlying thing in all of this is emotion. Everything that we do, everything that we buy, every decision that we make in buying anything is driven entirely by how we feel, the way that purchase makes us feel, the difference that purchase makes in our lives, either diminishing the negative side or accentuating the positive side of that emotion. If you understand that as a principle, the next step there is in asking the question, well, how does this apply to what I do? So what do they want to gain? What's the desired state? What pain do they want to alleviate when it comes to your product or service? That's the question you need to ask. That's the question you need to find the answer to. How do you find the answer? Well, you speak to people. You speak to your clients. You speak to prospective clients. You identify what your ideal client looks like, figure out through conversation, through discovery, through a process of trying to figure this stuff out, survey, questionnaires, interviews, research, all of these things allow you to create an understanding of what that emotional driver is for your client. When you understand what that emotional driver is, you know the language that they use, then the job of marketing what you do becomes so much easier, because it's just a case of you curating all of that research into compelling headlines, into content, into material that really speaks to people on a deep emotional level. You with me? What's the pain? What's the pleasure? Where are they trying to move away from? Where are they trying to move towards? And how does that influence the decision to buy what it is that you do? Because nobody buys your product or service. Nobody buys that. They buy the outcome, the solution that can deliver to them. And that solution is emotion driven, remember? So what are the emotional drivers behind what it is that you do? That's the question you need to focus on. See you next time.